Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch the Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay.
And AHS 1984. AHS is back. Now I can start the summer season, the fall season.
Fuck yeah, let's go back in time and have a good time smoking dope and bucket at a camp.
I'm talking tits, tights, knives, and major fucking slasher references.
What else do you need in your life?
Shit. If you guys are new here for some reason, we've been doing AHS for like the past 3 or 4 seasons, and after every single episode we do one of these recaps where we poorly recap the episode, make terrible jokes, and sometimes get naked.
It's like hanging out with your dad and uncle at a barbecue.
I've been there.
It's gonna be weird.
You said it best, brother.
I know. All right, so so the first thing I want to say about the 1984 American Horror Story is that it does put you in the mode and moment of 1984. The entire theme and the atmosphere of it does make you feel like that. They did a great job. The opening is stellar as fuck. I liked all the characters, even like the douchey ones. Like I just felt like they all fit their tropes, their characters that they were trying to bring out from like Friday the 13th, the Halloween. They were all there. Like it was great to see that. You also had cool music. The music's fucking awesome.
Music's fucking amazing.
And the
acting, not just the soundtrack, but the score. I don't know how original it is. I didn't delve deep into it, but the scoring is amazing, and it's got that full-on 80s John Carpenter feel score to it at times. But also the songs, Def Leppard, all sorts of crazy-ass 80s music.
Yeah, they got the good synth shit going for it, and obviously the acting, as we know, all the actors for the American Horror Stories and all the past seasons, regardless of the seasons being bad or not, they're all great. I mean, the actors are always doing a great job as far as what characters they're portraying.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, we don't get Evan Peters or Sarah Paulson in this one, and I don't know if Jessica Lange's supposed to come back or not, or Kathy Bates. I don't think so, but I haven't paid attention. They're not in this episode though. This episode starts out, and it starts out actually in 1970. If you guys, again, spoiler alert by the way, these are recaps of the episode, so if you haven't seen it yet, you don't want to watch this. But it opens up with a fucking bang. It opens up in 1970, and it's a full-on Jason Friday the 13th vibe. There's these there's 2 chicks and a dude having a threesome. There's going to be a lot of chicks making out this season, my friend. But they're getting ready to have a threesome, and you've got the one girl who's scared, and it almost trips you up a little bit because you think that she's going to be like the final girl type, you know, because she's like, I don't know if we should, and all this stuff like that. But then again, she is having sex, so you got to expect that she's going to die
immediately.
But dude, when she does die, it's fucking amazing. It kicks off with a bang, dude, because they're sitting there, and it's almost the one of the Friday the 13th kills directly off, because you know how some of them kill 2 people at once. He comes in there, and just all of a sudden the dude shows up. Mr. Jingles stabs 2 of them through the head. Yeah, 2 of them through the head together, and they do it in an amazing shot. She lifts up her shirt. She's like, okay, I'm gonna bring out these titties. Get ready. She pulls up her shirt, and as the shirt comes up, the dude stabs them both through the fucking head, and you're like, oh shit, here we go.
I don't remember which, because it definitely felt like Friday the 13th that they took. There was one where Jason takes it was a giant fucking pole, and he stabs both of them. Yeah. I think it was part 3 or 4. I don't remember, but he stabs them both through the back, and then they were fucking, and then he stabs them in the bed. Like it was like, it looked badass. It was a good callback to that. And then there was another one where he stabs her through the fucking eye, and then he goes back on his rampage and kills all the counselor or the kid. I don't know. I guess they were all counselors.
Yeah, the eye stab was really fucking good though, man. I love it. It came out of nowhere. She was like backing up, and then it just goes straight into her eye. A little bit of CGI, but not so much that it wasn't that noticeable at all.
Yeah.
And then you get the opening, and the opening is badass. And let's knock this out there really quick. Obviously, we're doing the 80s retro thing, and obviously that's a big thing. Lots of movies are doing it. The Summer '84 did it. Stranger Things is doing it. It's a big thing right now. Even other horror movies that aren't directly referencing the 80s, they'll have synth in it and shit like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get poor movies that try to use that to make their shit better. And you feel like, are we getting to a point where the 80s nostalgia is going to become redundant? Maybe, but so far in this, it's actually still really fun, and it still feels just fresh enough to be really cool.
I will say never. I will strike, and we will move. I think that the 80s is always going to be a good thing to go back to. I mean, the 70s maybe not, because I mean, I don't know. I wasn't born in the 80s or the 70s, so I don't know.
But at this point, it's being done so often that if you're going to do it, you got to do it right, and they did it right in this.
Yeah, like again, it sets it, like when I say it sets the mode, it does set the mode, and I really did feel like I was watching an 80s movie, and they were doing a great job, and like even the fucking outfits and the way they were interacting with each other, and they were saying the words like solid and fucking boss and all that kind of stuff, was all the lingo's there.
Jordatch.
whatever that means.
Bugle
like that,
boy.
If somebody said Jordatch to you, they're like, I don't have crabs, bitch. What the fuck you say? But I mean, everything was cool, man. Like I don't know. Like I'm really excited about this season. I think it's hopefully it holds up and it goes all the way awesome with it. Yeah. Tubular, but we'll see.
Cowabunga.
You know, and we all saw the trailer, so you already know that it takes place in a camp.
Yeah.
And literally, it's. I don't want to say, well, it's maybe not a ripoff. It's more of a nod to Friday the 13th and things like that.
It's a hardcore homage.
Yeah, and Jingles, the fucking killer who likes to hear the fucking key rings, like, oh, fuck, I want to kill somebody when he hears a key ring, like a janitor that's had a bad day.
By the way,
he's cool.
His whole thing is that you find out eventually that he was in the war and he came back and he was at the camp and he just lost his shit and started killing people. But did you remember Universal?
He's fucking Martin Sheen from Apocalypse Now.
That or Platoon, but what I really thought of though was Universal Soldier, because that's what Dolph Lundgren did.
See,
he had the
weird.
necklace of ears.
I think that's just like a fucking thing, because in Platoon, definitely Universal Soldier, and I'm pretty sure in Apocalypse Now with Marlon Brando's character, they all had the ears around necklaces and shit. They kept them as trophies and went crazy. I don't know if that's a thing.
I can't remember.
Like, I'm gonna cut the fucking ears off and wear shit. Like, I don't know. I guess it's better than like having wieners around your neck or something. Like, I'm gonna take your wieners. But
maybe if it was on HBO.
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna take your wiener and wear them around. I ain't gay. I just wear this shit. But yeah, it was. Yeah, he's a cool character. And then also, who was the fucking real serial killer that they showcased in this episode?
The Night Stalker.
The Night Stalker's in this, yeah, as well. The Night Stalker's in this, and it's funny because at the very end of the episode, are they going to have like a full-on fucking battle? Mr. Jingle Jangle going to battle with fucking the Night Stalker?
Yeah, that was the thing. One of the characters, when they all meet at the aerobics place, right? And it's a straight-up flash dance thing. And again, the intro is fucking great. They always do the intros really good on this show. And you know what else they do great on this show is they always do the first episode great. You know, it's just whether or not they follow up on that and make the other episodes great as well. But so far, we're off to a good start. But yeah, they all meet, and it felt like I don't know, Saved by the Bell or Power Rangers, like Angel Grove, like where they hang out in the cafeteria. All these people hang out at the aerobics center, and that's how they all become friends. And everyone's all sexual and wants to bang and all this shit like that.
And the title cards, when they're introducing the characters like Xavier, Montana, it's all spray painted like fucking Prince. Awesome. I love that shit. That's bad. I wish me and Mike fucking were smart enough to have that in our intros, like Mike, Jay, spray painted and shit. It was cool as hell. It looked like the way, I don't know, man, like I was gonna say, like, I really don't have a reference as far as like what it reminded me of. Like, it really did remind me of a mid to late '80s kind of movie that I was watching, and I fucking fell in love with it, man. I think it's great, but then again, you can't sell yourself right away because we've done this before. They've tickled our taints and brought us in close, and then they said, guess what? I'm pregnant. I'm like, I didn't touch you. We were just doing the foreplay because it can kind of ruin the, later on it can go fucking south. So we'll see how it goes. But right now, I think it's fucking awesome. I was telling Mike when we were watching, I was like, dude, I think if this keeps it up, like it can make a run for Murder House as far as best American Horror Story.
Yeah, and they go hardcore after both Friday the 13th and Halloween. So fans of that are going to love this shit. They go as far as the dude that's like, you're all doomed. I think it's Patrick Swayze's brother, if I'm not mistaken, that does that. I can't remember his fucking name.
His name is Patrick Swayze.
I don't know, but he looks like Patrick Swayze, and I'm pretty sure it's his brother. I could be wrong about that. I don't know for sure. But they have that guy who shows up. They have the kill when that guy gets killed. It's just like the Halloween 4 kill when the dude's underneath the thing and he looks up and sees Michael in the bandages and he kills him. But yeah, the killer's name's Mr. Jingles, and when you find out about him, you find out about them around the campsite where the one girl who's in a bunch of the episodes says that she was one of the girls there that night, and she reopens the camp. And I like that they actually have a good explanation for it, because sometimes in Friday the 13th they didn't do that so well. They're just like, we're reopening the camp. But for her, she went out, she became a huge Christian. She was a part of the original Mr. Jingles killings, and now he's been in jail. But she becomes a hardcore Christian and wants to reopen the camp so that she can turn her bad memories into good ones, or at least that's what she said.
Well, that's great, but I want to keep my fucking ears. So if you want to work on your cathartic behavior, go join a gym or something. Like, it's like, that was what I was thinking. It was like, okay, so I understand you're a Christian now and you want to reopen the camp to work out some demons that you have because you survived a massacre. But it's like, you're also going to be inviting kids, and you've got these like innocent, like basically innocent like counselors there that don't have any clue about this until you give them like the dirty details. But at this point, what are they going to do? Leave?
Yeah.
Like, I just got here and I smoked a ton of dope. I can't drive. I guess I'm stuck.
They don't give a fuck anyway.
But by the way, I want to say I think that one of my I don't know, man. It's a toss up between two of my favorite characters so far is Chet. I do like fucking Chet, even though he's an asshole. I like and his name is perfect. Like the way he's like this muscular dude that got left out of the Olympics because he got like a little bit of weed in him. And then the other dude that was the devil in Apocalypse,
Cody Ferns.
I love that guy.
Yeah,
I love
Xavier.
both of them. Xavier. I just feel like Xavier and Chet are going to be two of my favorites because I feel like Xavier doesn't really give a shit, and he looks like he's on the verge of making a Duran comeback. I don't know.
And
he's cool.
He's amazing. He cracked me up every time he spoke. He was like kind of like a Zach Morris type, but like jacked up. But Emma Roberts is supposed to. They're playing her off as though she's going to be the final girl type, the really innocent girl who's just there. And in the beginning, she gets attacked by the Night Stalker or whatever. But it's fun because they're also tying in the true crime thing like we talked about with the serial killers and all the stuff that was going on back then. But she actually is kind of, I hope that they turn it on its head at some point and they nothing against her, but I hope they almost kill her off early and go to another angle because it's a little too obvious if they stick to it. Because as good as it is, like they're not doing right now, and it's the first episode, they're not doing anything beyond anything that's just a straight up slasher homage. There's not really anything truly original in there, but it's AHS, so I'm sure they'll do some crazy shit at some point. But what's really cool, my favorite part of the episode, apart from all the 80s shit, is when they show how Mr. Jingles escapes, because it's full on fucking Halloween.
That was cool.
It was just, and they showed that a little bit in the trailer, but it's really cool because this lady pulls up and they open the gates and the fucking dudes in the booth like just running around. Yeah, and on all the people are out all in their gowns, and it's straight up Halloween homage.
They even had a guy that kind of looked like Dr. Loomis come out with a full on suit that gave her the umbrella with them. I mean, he didn't look like Donald Pleasant, but kind of like you could tell what they were going for.
Yeah.
And then I'm assuming Jingle Jangles has got some fucking like super strength because I don't want to tell you guys exactly what happened because I mean some of you guys haven't seen it yet, but it seems like when he gets the kill, like it's quick as fuck. Like I mean, this guy's got a lot of pent up rage. Just give him his fucking key rings. But I mean, dude. But it's got some really awesome potential.
Yeah, and that was what really made it super interesting at that point, though, because they're doing the hardcore Friday the 13th thing, but they really pivot really fast and really well straight into Halloween, and I can't wait to see what other homages they do. They may just keep it there and keep it between a few slasher movies, but they went straight from Friday the 13th, and they made a fun story to tie it into. It's almost like if you saw one of those fan films, if someone was going to try to do something really out there and super original, if they were going to, that would be a weird fucking way to tie in. If you were going to do a Jason versus Michael, have that kind of thing happen, you could use this kind of story as a point to
maybe that's what that one guy showed up to challenge him.
Yeah. Oh well, the night, and then at the very end of the episode, after you literally get a death that's straight from Friday the 13th again, when the camper who looks just like Kevin Bacon back then, or the guy that they hit on the road, which is also, if you want to go there, it's also an I Know What You Did Last Summer time, because they hit the guy and then the douchebags, they want to leave him and all that stuff. But they take him back. He looks just like Kevin Bacon, and then he dies the death where the guy pins him to the door. Exactly. See, it's straight up Friday the 13th at some point.
He looked like Kevin Bacon, but he also looked like that hippie dude from another Friday the 13th movie. I think it was part 4. The one that always just he ran around smoking dope with this girl all the fucking time, and he literally wore a head bandana and 70s clothes. Even at that standard, in 1983 when it came out, it was like you're wearing retro shit. So, man, again, really strong opening. We liked it a lot. Let's see what happens in the future, Cotton. It's a bold move.
Yeah, and that's what it ends on. It ends on kind of a I don't know note or whatever, because you're going out. You're straight up on this Mr. Jingles guy, and he, as far as how he looks, he has a weird limp and like a weird walk. He kind of has BTK's face, but he kind of wears the fisherman from I Know What You Did Last Summer's jacket, but he also has the MO of a Jason. So they're tying a bunch of shit in here together. I wonder though, at some point, if they're going to try to do anything original with it, or it's going to be straight up homage. And can the interest for that last for 10 episodes or whatever it's going to be? Maybe, because it was really fucking fun. But we'll see. Or will they actually try to pivot away from that and maybe fuck up what they have going on, or will it make it better? I don't know, but it's Ryan Murphy. He always likes to throw in some weird shit. We might end up in a fucking Sixth Sense movie at some point here.
I feel like tried and true is always good to go with, because I mean, if you're just going to stick with the formula that you're going with right now, with this throwback and this homage to like the classic serial killer films like Friday the 13th and Halloween, and that's what you're going to have the whole season run with, and just have your own little spin on it, I'd be fucking down with that. If you want to twisty and turnsy it and make it Shyamalan's butthole, then you can do that. But there runs a huge risk that you fuck up and alienate a giant portion of the people that originally started watching it. That's American Horror Story, though. In a nutshell, that's what American Horror Story does. You have no idea which way it's going to turn, and they've never stayed true, honestly, to any of the maybe Murder House. Like as far as like a core, like that one, yeah, that was the only one I remember.
Cult as well. They stuck to their guns on that one.
Yeah, and it sucked.
It was good.
It sucked to tank, kind of.
I liked it a little.
It wasn't the worst thing, but it still smelled like poop. But
Evan Peters carried it though. But
yeah, but still, I feel like, you know, again, if they stick to their guns on this and they really keep going with that idea with the serial killer stuff and the throwbacks, I think it's going to be awesome. And throw in the music and the synth music. Yeah, I mean, some people would say it's stale and it's kind of boring because it's like, oh, I could just watch the movies and I don't need to watch this. But it's a cool spin on it, and I think it's kind of neat.
I love it right now. I do wonder though if after 10 episodes of that, even if they continue to do it this fucking awesome, after 10, I don't know how long the season is, but at the end of the season, if they continue to do that and they do a full story with that and they wrap it up that way and they make this entire season that way, I do wonder if it's gonna be like you were saying outside, like this one might rival Murder House for you.
Yeah.
I wonder if they keep it in that and they don't try to push it to the next level, don't try to twist it up a little bit or do something weird, if it's going to be on that level just as good as Murder House, or if it's going to be something like that season was really good, it was really fun, but I don't know if it was really special or did its own thing enough to stand out. So
I think that maybe they've learned their lesson, because I think that in Apocalypse, the last season, I think that they oversold, you know, the episode. They oversold. So now what they're learning as they're moving forward with this new completely, I think, brand new kind of idea, especially even the opening. You know how all the openings were the same pretty much in all the American Horror Stories? This one has the theme of the 80s things going through it. I feel like they were like, all right, what worked best in a Murder House was that we kept the core. We kept the idea of what we were doing and went all the way with it, and we didn't try to throw in like twists and turns or oversell ourselves so we couldn't deliver on things. And I think that they're not going to. Now, I could be wrong, and there could be some weird, wild, crazy shenanigans, and fucking Mark Summers might show up with Double Dare, and slime might come down on somebody's head. But at the same time, I think that they're gonna. I think it's gonna stay. And if it does, again, okay, tell me right now, just based on the first impression of this episode, if it stays this way, you know, with the music and the way that that's shot and the homage to all the cool movies of back in the day, would it rival Murder House for you?
They're gonna have to amp it up at some point.
I mean, they could amp it up in the middle.
Just alone on this, I don't think it would be better than Murder House. I think it would be a great season though. But it would be what it was packaged as. It would be exactly what you thought it was going to be, and it would be what you expected, which would not be bad because sometimes AHS fucks themselves. But I don't think it would rival the originality and the fun of Murder House if they do that. I still don't think it would be bad. I think it would be great. My favorite new character, by the way, is Matthew Morrison, the teacher from Glee, who was Trevor, who shows up looking like Brian Fantano.
He does. He looks just like my Burger Pop did look at like Paul Rudd.
That dude was fucking hilarious.
Sex Panther.
And also, like we mentioned, Cody Fern was great. But I actually liked all the characters.
Did you notice when he took his fucking trunks off to fuck that girl and when he did this, he looked like Rick Rude coming off the top rope. He was like,
he spread out first. Was like, ah.
He's like, yeah, you know you like.
But yeah, so comment down below. What do you guys think about this season so far? Do you want it to stay exactly in this vein and do it straight up the whole time, or do you want to see them veer off? Do you think they might have to at some point? If you guys like this, make sure you click the subscribe button and click the bell. We're going to do these every single week, and we'll do the entire season for you. Plus, we do all sorts of horror slasher awesome shit on this channel. So if you're new here, please click subscribe and check out the other dumb shit we got if you want to see some mediocre, awful shit. And
so much dumb shit.
Guys talking shit.
You guys are going to love it.
We love your fucking faces, and if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and get some goddamn lamb up in you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
After watching this fucking bitch and fucking whores, have a goddamn treat and a dick in your ear.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie. We watched a movie. We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie.